Hmm. So let's turn to the next question. Sarah wanted to know your opinion on whole grains and high-carb foods that don't contain fructose.
Right. So whole grain is good. Why is whole grain good? Because the starchy endosperm is basically covered by the husk, the kernel, the fiber, completely. So as long as you haven't cracked the grain, it's going to take a while for your intestinal enzymes to clear that fiber and allow for the release of that starch. And that is going to keep your sugar low, the sugar absorption low, the carbohydrate absorption low, and that's going to keep your insulin low because it's given your liver a chance to deal with it. And the lower you can keep your insulin, the better off you are. Ultimately, your blood sugar goes up because your liver's ability to extract that initial glucose load is overcome. That's the only reason your blood sugar goes up. Because if your blood sugar, if the intestinal carbohydrate absorption was slow enough that the liver could keep up, your blood sugar wouldn't even rise, would it? So what I'm saying is anything that delays that absorption and gives your liver a chance to catch up kinetically is going to be good. And that's what fiber does. That's what whole grains do. So I almost don't even care how much carbohydrate is associated with them as long as they are whole grain and not pulverized. Because if they're pulverized, horse is out of the barn, it's too late, it's going to get absorbed just as fast. Okay, but if you can keep that carbohydrate absorption to the slowest possible rate, then your liver can deal with it. And that's why your intestine is in series with your liver. That's why when you eat something, the first place it goes is your liver. Is for just that reason. Because the liver's job is to detoxify what you're exposed to.
Right.
And the biggest place where you get your toxins is through your mouth. And that's why your liver is set up the way it is. And it's also why your pancreas drains into the liver. Your pancreas doesn't drain into the inferior vena cava, your pancreas drains into the liver. It's called the portal system. That's because the liver is the primary target of insulin action. Because the body knows that it has to deal with this carbohydrate onslaught. And so insulin drains into the liver. The liver is the first stop for the insulin. And the goal of the liver is to try to clear as much of it into glycogen as you can. And it does, unless you're overwhelming it, or unless you've already stored all the glycogen your liver wants to, in which case then your liver is going to turn it into fat. And that's what we're doing. And when your liver turns the extra carbohydrate into fat, that's when it starts getting sick.
Well, one of the things that's causing the liver to get sick is HFCS, and Peter wanted to know what you thought about the change in name from high fructose corn syrup now to corn sugar. That's supposed to make it better?
No. It's not supposed to make it anything. Look, this is a complicated business. The corn refiners are under unbelievable attack.
Yep.
I am not their friend, obviously, but I actually sympathize with them to some extent because they're taking it on the chin for a problem that occurs with sugar, standard sugar. The sugar industry is getting away with absolute murder because everybody's going to throw back Pepsi or sucrose-containing sodas because they think high fructose corn syrup's the demon. They think it's the ultimate evil on earth. Okay, it's no worse than regular sugar, but people want to demonize high fructose corn syrup above regular sugar, not recognizing that regular sugar is its own problem and equally bad. So, can you blame the corn refiners for wanting to somehow, change its image? Now, I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that they be allowed to. I'm not suggesting in any way, shape, or form that I'm for, changing the name to corn sugar. That's not the issue. The issue is that until America wakes up and realizes that it doesn't matter where you get your fructose from, high fructose corn syrup or sugar, they're essentially equivalent. We're screwed, as from a public health standpoint. And what the Corn Refiners Association does is irrelevant. Okay, we got to get past that, and we got to start realizing that the sugar industry stands to lose quite a bit if the public gets educated, and that's where we are here. I'm going to just tell you a quick little vignette, a little something. My Journal of the American Dietetic Association article drew quite a bit of flack from the food industry, and I got a really nasty letter to the editor that was sent regarding this, where they basically told the journal that I didn't deserve to live and they didn't deserve to publish after publishing the article where we equate fructose with ethanol, and they kept saying numerous studies, myriad of studies showing normal fructose consumption does not cause any of the negative things that Dr. Lustig referred to. You know what? They're absolutely right. It doesn't when it's normal. Well, what's normal? Are we doing normal? If we're doing 7 times as much fructose as our ancestors did, is that normal? And who put the fructose there? The food industry. That's exactly the point. I even agree with them. Yeah, normal fructose consumption is not really a problem if it's normal. Okay, we ain't normal. We're so far over the top, it's not even funny.
Right.
And, so countering their argument is really easy.
His name is Dr. Robert Lustig, and he is a professor of pediatrics at the University of California, San Francisco. You've heard all about his work in Sugar, the Bitter Truth. If you're one of the few people that haven't seen that video yet, by all means, go to the show notes section at thelivinlowcarbshow.com/show notes, and we'll have a link to it so that you can watch that. And we'll also have a link to his previous interview on this show, which was the #1 show of all of 2010. Congratulations again, Dr. Lustig.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you again for being here today on the Livin' La Vida Low Carb Show for this special Encore week.